Hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So the account balance is roughly still the same, right? And I actually rather show it from over here first because this is cleaner. This is the updated version. Day 27. Really break even. I'm happy enough to recoup my loss and to recover. Um, just straight up. A number of things happened today. Not even in a bad way, but more from a curiosity standpoint, right? So now let me just show you all my trades because transparency is, key over here in this industry, right? So 7 trades, you can count it up yourself if you want to pause the video. Today felt like an awfully slow day. I did find myself holding these trades again. Honestly, could have ended today maybe 5, 10, 15, $20 green or blue. Um, or I could have been down -60, -$80. Either or with an account size of this and taking the loss that I'm taking. Both are fine actually. I did not, lucky this trade panned out, but even this, like this might have been the fastest trade today, like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, right? So 6:30. Actually, this was definitely the one where my stop losses got straight hit. And we'll entry. We can talk about all those on a bigger picture. I just want to just show you where's my finder. I want to show you over here, right? So 618, what was I looking for? Either a retest or sell over there. I was a little bit unsure, I'm not gonna lie. Or this one, right? So this one I didn't even finish it. So I was thinking, okay, either we can get a buy over here because that's exactly what happened yesterday. Support over here, resistance over here. I kept that in mind the whole time, but I was like, that wick is not nearly as that high, so I just disregarded it. And then I was like, well, we basically sold off over here, hence the wicks, right? So I was like, if we're gonna come back over here, sell. And again, guys, just look at it, right? 6:22 a.m. PST, that's West Coast, Cali time zone. This is all just minutes before market opening, so I don't know anything. I'm just clearly just trying my best to read the markets, and I show up every day, right? Now, I did hookah last night, I drank last night, I smoked last night, no matter what, and I enjoyed myself last night. No matter what, I still come to the market. So, yes, it's not gonna be the best day. It could always lead to days like this, it could lead to days like this, it could lead to days like this. But you know what? Even in not in a best state of mind, well, actually, I felt completely fine, but just a heads up, even when you're not in the best state of mind, this is so fucking retarded. Put your entry somewhere. I mean, wherever you want, wherever you enter, put your stop loss, hard stop loss, and I don't really advise putting a TP because the market is bullshit. But have a good area of where you want to take profits or adjust your stop loss, right? So if this thing starts dropping here, man, it's just gonna upset me. Well, either way, just number of things happened today. So let's just start it fresh. What did I see pre-market? I'm just gonna tell half the story. I'm sorry, guys, but this today just felt like a corn maze trading. So obviously came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. So I knew that we wanted to hold support here. Looking to the left, okay, well, I basically said that we're holding this very much zone. Okay, now if we just extend that to the right, it's basically the same stuff, right? It's the same stuff. So I wanted to basically see it hold right here. Massive zone. What did we do pre-market? We didn't really do shit, but then at the same time, I should have kind of figured that, if we're basically holding over here, well, for me, it was more like that. That's why she just never came up. She even wicked this pre-market. I would have taken a sell, at least to see a break of structure or retest of my support or what I believe, and I still do believe it's support. But instead, she actually came all the way down here, and then she started dropping. I still have to reflect. I still have to kind of look back on these trades and understand why did some things happen the way they happened. However, I didn't get in yet, and I'm happy I didn't get in. But just to walk you on this, uh, I don't know. It's just really hard because one point, I got in. Where was it? Market opening. It's actually, I'm not familiar with the 1 minute time frame. At one point, I had entered like right there. She filled me in again. I every trade, guys, every each and every single one of these trades, I was never down in drawdown at first. I could literally have had basically again 20, 30, $40 of a profit day, or have that much of a red day, which again, you have to come to the markets every single day, assess the risk, assess what feels right according to what lot size also feels right. So that every day before you come to the markets, I strongly tell my mentorship students the same stuff too. um you assess everything, and you have to interview yourself. You have to question yourself like a hiring manager to a new to a new applicant, right? There's at least few questions. I mean, to the person, really just depends. It could be more, it could be less. You have to assess yourself. How are you feeling? Confidence level. Do you see a setup? I and if I'm being all honest, uh, there's days I could read it. I don't predict. There's days I could read it. There's days where I kind of throw in assumptions like darts on a dartboard. Today was one of those days where I'm just throwing darts on a dartboard. So, you know, um, and then at the end of everything, before I take the trade, sometimes it kind of happens, and it just my mental is so it kicks in, but it kind of kicked in like as I'm in each trade after my second trade. I was like, this trade, seeing it in drawdown, seeing all these trades. All my trades were in blues, then reds, and then back in blues or straight to stop losses. I had to ask myself, okay, um, and again, you don't see the stop losses next to the blues because it didn't hit stop loss, right? And it would be green if it hit TP, but I don't ever use TP like that. I just drag my stop loss. If it either hits it, it still would be red and blue. Um, I think this one actually did hit it though. But even this one, see, a 10-minute trade. Even this one, see, this one was a fucking long one, 18 minutes of a trade. See, even this was 18 minutes. See, this one too. That's 729, a 5 minute trade. This one too, 4 minute trade. So, and even this one. So, 8 minute trade. Now, this trade was not a worth it above all. I mean, great, and it was actually. Oh, okay, never mind. It was actually holding the zone very much over here, and then I was like, we should completely just be running it. And she didn't. So, but anyways, I wanted to see it hold over here. First buy was over here. I got filled in, buy stop, and then she ran over here. I put my stop loss a little below these wicks. I don't regret that. I have to protect my account, and that's exactly the risk that when I saw negative 152, I just it made sense where I put my hard stop loss. You can drag your hard stop loss, and you can see what's gonna be basically how much you're gonna lose. And I just fell with four lots, 152, considering that I had a monster day yesterday. Well, not a monster, but a great day yesterday. Um, with 243 in profit, I was like, I'm gonna be comfortable with basically losing $200, 160 to $200. That was actually my price range. Sometimes you have to be fast, right? Made the back on the second trade. I was up 14, $13, whatever, $16. Second trade, well, okay. And I chased this buy. So as soon as I saw that we're holding over here, I got in a buy again, literally, and it's just every time I got in blues, red again. So I was holding over here, and then she finally pushed up. I had to be very stubborn. Again, that was a fucking 10-minute trade. It was actually right here. This one was a pretty long trade. It was worth it. It was just a long ass trade, and it just made me wonder if we're gonna be pushing. When are we gonna push up? So I noticed too that basically we were very, very, very weak in this area. So yesterday I wanted to basically see this, which if you just drag it to the right, it's practically the same, right? Same resistance. Um, so that's what was in my mind. As soon as I saw the wick, I got in. Dude, it's just been a corn maze run, really. Just everywhere. Try to ping pong it, take it for a buy. She wanted to hold that support zone. I did not want to see it drop more than 160 in the reds, to be brutally honest. I know I was saying I'm comfortable with that, but then it was just like nope, 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 because four lots, 152. I mean, you can do the math. What is that? That's 35, almost 40. That's shy of 40 points in drawdown, and I just don't feel comfortable with that. Um, yes, when you take lower lot size, you can risk it more. It's not as heavy on your mental, right? Same thing with this one. This one was what, 35 points, something like that, almost 50. Both of these trades, I opened it a little more. I lowered my lot size, two lots, three lots, and I wanted to open it up more. I wanted to basically give a shot to recoup, or to straight up, just because at that point I was blue. I wanted to make some type of cherry on top, right? Some type of profit, some type of cherry on top of ice cream, a sundae, if you will. And it fired back on me. Now, were those bad trades? This one, both of these were not bad trades, but if you can tell, I got both of my stop loss hit. It just wicked my stop loss just to come back down. So, again, really, really not a bad day, but not the best day. If I were to do a reflection, if I, just to do it right now rather than doing a whole new video, um, I think straight up, I should have peaked this a little bit more in mind. Um, I think this was actually a great resistance, and I'm not sure if it wicked it exactly to that point, but that's exactly what she did. And if I just show you in a 1 minute time frame, um, that's basically what was happening, right? So we were holding this, and then we finally tanked. It just, I feel like you could have got so many sells off of this right away. So, um, it is what it is. I don't at all regret my performance today, especially when I get out -$60 or in the red, or which I was fine with that because that's what exactly it was for so long. And I ended today with $1.80, my tiniest profitable profit day. It is what it is. I'm really really not bummed out. I mean, at one point, the lowest point after my two red trades, these two red trades, I should say, the account was down to, I think it was down to like just $2,078. So um really, just completely just wiping out Thursdays. That was starting to sting a little bit because that's basically getting rid of all my profits I made yesterday, and that's just never the goal with a small account. Any style of trading, in order to be profitable, you have to have a certain mindset. You can't say I'm willing to risk all this profit, right? You can't say I'm willing to risk this whole account. You have to be very mindful. How was the trading day the day before? Now, if you made a red day, like what was this, Wednesday, right? Wednesday, -$50. You can't. Well, I know I did it, but very much to contradict what you should do. Either you want to stay the same lot size, or unless if you see an A plus setup, which I did the very much next day, and it was an easy day. In fact, I went 3 out of 3 on these yesterday. I could have either hit the gas, or I should be very much saying, you know what, I made $521 on the week, and this is exactly what I did. I made that much. I can risk straight up that much for the whole Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I did that, right? I did that. So in fact, even with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just risking how much profit I made off of Monday. Sure enough, I didn't want to risk all $521, right? For all, let's say if I was red the whole Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I didn't want to risk all $521. I wanted to be green on the week. Best case, worst case scenario, still $9,500. But even with all being said, with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I made still $210 on top. And then if you include just this whole week, 732. So again, let me just do this just to show you guys, right? Just to show you guys. And I let me just reload this for you guys because this is too big. I don't like it like this. Just to do this, just to close this week out, we already know some So there you go. So what was this color? It was the third one. There you go. So this is great. I mean, even like I said, I don't have to. I made peace with not even willing to trade this whole week after Monday's performance, but I was still like, I don't want to give up, and I'm happy. I mean, it wasn't really that much of a great week after Monday. Yesterday, I'm proud of yesterday, really. Tuesday, Wednesday, and today just all fucked up. But this is profit, guys. This is actually how you trade. So actually, I like that color. I should switch it back to all that. So we had 117 profit for the first 2 days of that count. The first week, second week 215, third week 220. That is not the best, but again, that was when I took my first loss. But that's fine. That's fine. Come back, make the next green day. Came back, make the next green day, right? And then it's like that every week. You're supposed to be making a few dollars more than the last week, if not a few $100 more, or another 50, $60, right? So it's just small baby steps over here, small progress, and eventually that gap widens, right? So from 117 to 215 to 220, not much of a gap over there, but still blue, right? Still blue. That, I mean, if you count that week and this week's profit, well, that's 400 something profit, 435. Okay, just those 2 weeks alone, and then the next week 332, and then the last week 462, and then this week 732 profits. So just stick with me, taking this account a little bit slow. This is a lot slower than what I'm used to, but at the same time, it's doing me good for my mental. So just stay strong wherever you are in your trading journey. Yes, you're not. This is not a game to be rich overnight or within the same month. No, no, no. But you have to remember that this account started off with $212. It's basically crazy to think of the second day trading. After this, the 6 days of trading, I've already made profit of what I basically made the initial deposit to start this account flip. So, that's great. Um, there's nothing else to say. Again, just stick with me. I was hoping to make it basically $3,000 in account capital, and I wanted to do a giveaway either yesterday or today. Today I was expecting a huge home run, and I was on the verge of getting tilted too. But we'll just see next week. Hopefully next week I can um not just blow the account. Obviously, that's always a huge factor. Did I blow the account? Did I manage the account well? Did I manage the trade properly? Um, and I think just keeping the account for the whole month. Actually, it's over a month now because there's 19 business days in a month with no holiday. That itself deserves credit. And then to be on a positive growth, it's a whole different story that's worth of praise, right? That's worth praising. So happy. Um, I just know it. You guys know it. There's days I could have hit the gas. There's days I should have slowed down. But what, 27 trading days and only three reds? That's completely okay and bearable for me. So this is all I'm gonna say. Have a great Friday. Have fun. Be safe. Much love. Uh, as always, drop a if you watch till the end of the video, drop a comment, right? That way I know exactly if people watch these type of videos, and when I have to just talk about trading. I mean, it should benefit you if you really incorporate what I'm saying. Um, Otherwise, I just feel like I'm wasting my time, right? So, if nobody's watching it, nobody drops a comment, nobody drops a like, maybe I should just show my journal, my screen, and then just say that's the end of it. So, peace, love, and cheers. Happy Friday, fellas.